Most people think a bootable USB means one ISO, one operating system, and one purpose. But that is old school. Because with the right setup, one portable drive can boot live Linux ISOs, Windows installers, antivirus rescue disks, WinPE repair environments, ISOs with persistence, fully installed Windows VHDs, and even fully installed Linux systems that run directly from the drive. We're talking about portable operating systems, local private AI, coding environments, cybersecurity labs, agentic workflows that can run from a drive you can literally carry in your pocket. This is not just a USB anymore. This can be a PC repair kit, a Linux testing lab, a Windows recovery tool, a cybersecurity toolbox, a portable AI workstation, and in some cases, an entire computer you can take with you anywhere. And honestly, combining all of these techniques is a huge part of what allowed us to create what I believe is hands down the greatest portable bootable drive ever assembled, the ultimate USB V3. Now, to keep this video from turning into a full-length movie, this is going to be more of a master roadmap. I'm going to show you each major method, explain what it is, when you would use it, and show real footage from my deeper tutorial videos. Then, for each section, if you want the full step-by-step walkthrough, I'll have the complete tutorial linked down in the description. So, this video is the big picture guide. By the end, you'll understand the major ways to add bootable environments to a USB, the difference between live ISOs, persistence, Windows VHDs, and fully installed Linux systems, and which method makes the most sense for what you're trying to do. At bootableusbs.com, we offer these solutions 3 different ways. You can go 100% DIY and use this video as your roadmap. You can grab digital downloads and bring your own drive. Or you can go with the turnkey option, where we deliver our curated solutions white glove style on premium hardware inside custom, one-of-a-kind 3D printed cases. So, if you have ever wanted one portable drive that can do almost everything, this is the video that ties it all together. Quick disclaimer before we go any further, not all USB drives are created equal. Yes, technically, you can build some of this on a cheap flash drive. But if you are booting full operating systems, using persistence, running Windows VHDs, launching Linux vDisks, or doing constant read and write operations directly from the drive, your experience is probably going to suffer. Cheap flash drives are usually slower, they heat up, they can lag badly, and they are not really built for the kind of long-term workload that comes with running operating systems directly from portable storage. That is why, for the ultimate USB V3, we use true portable SSD options like the Team Group X1 Max and the Transcend ESD 310 C500 12GB USB 3.2 Gen 2 drives. These are premium portable SSDs that are much better suited for sustained read and write workloads, faster boot times, smoother operating system performance, and better long-term reliability. While this video will show you what is possible, The drive you choose absolutely matters. All right, with that out of the way, let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do is download Ventoy and install it to your flash drive. A link to the full tutorial for this can be found in the description, and there's a card for that here now. Once you have Ventoy installed onto your flash drive, you're ready to add some bootable images. Let's start with the easiest flavor first, just a plain live bootable environment. Sometimes all you need is a live, portable, bootable OS. No need to save any files or settings, and when you reboot, you start from a fresh instance again. If that's a good fit, then this is the method for that. Let's download the Linux Mint Live ISO and copy that to our flash drive. Pro tip, before we move on, let's create some organization. Create a few folders, one called Desktop, one called Ventoy, and one called Storage. We will build on this later, but it's a good start. Move your Linux Mint ISO into the Desktop folder. The Ventoy folder will serve as a configuration directory, and the Storage folder is, well, you guessed it, for storage. At this point, you can test booting into the USB. If you need some help with that, I have created this video, card on screen now, for help with troubleshooting common boot from USB issues. Feel free to add some additional live ISOs to the drive for different operating systems. You can create additional folders to organize environments to your liking. For example, Linux versus Windows environments. It's really up to you. Feel free to check out my collection of ultimate USBs to see how I break things into more than a dozen categories in some cases. Okay, once you have more than one bootable OS on the drive, you have officially created a multi-boot USB. That's it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Just kidding. We are only getting started here. Okay, let's move on to persistence. But first, what is persistence? It's what gives us the ability to save our work, install apps, and keep settings intact when booting into live environments. While persistence is really cool, it's not quite the same as having a fully installed operating system on our USB, which we will demo later in the video as well. Kernel level changes and OS upgrades are not saved with persistence. Think of it as more of a file system wrapper. It's also important to note that not all live OSs will support persistence. Check out this video for a full breakdown on persistence. Card is on the screen now. Do you feel like a Ventoy wizard yet? Well, you're definitely getting there. It's safe to say at this point you're more knowledgeable than most when it comes to this amazing tool. But now we are going to step it up a notch. Next up, we will look at images, or IMG files. I use this for the Ultimate USB v2.1 to capture a portable version of Medicat and include it along with many others on that USB. Like a multi-boot super tool inside of a multi-boot mega tool. For most situations, I would recommend using the VHD boot method for Windows or the Ventoy boot method for Linux. However, the IMG method has its use case as well. Check out this video, card on the screen now, for a full breakdown on all things image booting in Ventoy. All right, now we move on to the expert level. This is what separates the men from the boys. With these next couple of methods in Ventoy, the possibilities really get opened up. Let's look at the VHD boot method first. This allows you to take pretty much any Windows OS or PC and add it to your multi-boot USB. I did a video recently where I cloned my PC to VHD using a sysinternals tool, then took that VHD and added it to my multi-boot USB. For newer versions of Windows, I recommend grabbing a light or tiny version, which usually allow you to bypass checks for requirements such as TPM. This will make the OS that much more portable. Check out this video, card on the screen now, to dive deeper into the VHD boot process. For our final trick, we will create a portable penguin on a USB. No, but seriously, we are going to now create fully installed Linux operating systems and make them 100% portable on our Multiboot USB. Again, this is not just installing one OS to a USB. This is PFM. Look it up if you don't know that acronym. Similar to persistence, Ventoy supplies a list of supported OSs for this method. This is probably the most involved setup of all of the methods, but once you do it a few times, it's really not that bad. Be sure to watch this video, card on screen now, for a crash course in Ventoy boot, aka how to create multi-boot USBs with fully installed Linux OSs. Okay, folks, that is pretty much the meat and potatoes as far as the nuts and bolts go for making your own ultimate USB. There is a lot that goes into it all, including tons of research and testing to ensure you have the best images for each category and that everything works. Now, there's also the make it pretty component to this. I've included some additional links in the description for demos I put together regarding other details in Ventoy. For example, how to create your own custom background, how to make and apply custom icons for the category folders and individual environments, how to add, change, or remove a boot password for Ventoy, and more. Hopefully this has inspired you and got the wheels turning. The possibilities are really endless. For example, I have included some incredible custom environments on the new Ultimate USB v3, including local private AI, agentic assisted pen testing, custom apps, and much more. Be sure to head over to bootableusbs.com and check that out today. There's a full PDF that you can download for that USB, which outlines a lot of the capabilities. So whether you go full DIY, white glove turnkey, or meet in the middle with a digital download, just know that you have full control to add, remove, and modify things to your own preference. If you got any value out of this, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything and it really does help out the channel. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.